Hello and welcome to Bears TV for this evening's Bristol Bears versus Exeter Chiefs at Ashton Gate for Gallagher Premiership Round 5. And it is our Hubbu fan appreciation night here this evening. We're expecting a crowd of nearly 20,000 here at the stadium joining us. And here in studio, I'm very pleased to have alongside me as we count down to kick off is Bears Senior Academy Manager Gethin Watts. Good
Thank
evening.
you very much.
It's not a strange place for you to be in a studio, is it? Because you do quite a lot on the other side of the bridge.
Oh, it's my debut on Bears TV, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, it's very nice to have you. We're really looking forward to some of the analysis as we count down to kick off and hearing your insight. And I guess we might as well cover it off at the start. I'll start you in nice and easy. It's been a pretty good start to the season, apart from last week. Talk us through it.
Thanks for that opener, by the
Nice
way.
easy
But no, honestly, it's been an excellent start, and which made last week even more disappointing. And when the boys have looked back at it and it's been analysed, much of last week was about it was almost self-inflicted. But when you play games like that and you look back, and if you can't find reasons for losing games, then you're in trouble. But as I said earlier, it was very much sort of self-inflicted, and a lot of the wrongs hopefully will be righted tonight. And the boys have been quite honest with themselves. The coaches have been quite honest with the group as well. And hopefully we'll see a reaction tonight. Yeah,
I mean, I guess Newcastle, not to give them an excuse, but, Newcastle were coming off the back. They were needing a big response last week. And I guess the same is for us tonight. Well,
it shows the competitiveness of the whole league. Top can beat bottom. And nobody would have known the threat of Newcastle more than Pat Lam, having spent so much time up there. And they're a proud club. And there's no doubt that the boys certainly didn't underestimate the opposition last week, but there were so many mistakes, so many things that didn't go right, and we're certainly looking for a reaction to tonight.
Well, let's hope we do get that reaction. I mean, the games against Exeter, they're always tight ones, aren't they? I think 5 out of the last 6 games, it's been less than a 7-point difference. So we're going to be in for a tight one as ever, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And you only have to, look at what Exeter have been able to build over the last number of years. Gallagher Premiership champions, European champions. They're a force to be reckoned with, and the challenge tonight will certainly not be underestimated. And if ever you want a game against your nearest and dearest local rivals with a history and what they've built over the last number of years, then certainly there's that motivation is going to be there tonight.
Yeah, this will be the one. Well, let's have a look at the team lineups as we talk through. As you say, it's going to be. I mean, if I look at the team lineups for this evening for Exeter, the backs, well, they're going to be dangerous, aren't they?
Well, listen, they're coming fully loaded, and you've only got to look at the quality and the how established that group is. You look at those half-backs. Simmons has been ever-present throughout the last number of years, but what really captures the eye is that back 5, Capstick, and I know Chris Chunza is a name new to a lot of fans out there. I've seen this kid develop over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. Originally from Whitchurch High School in Cardiff, has come to Exeter University. You're talking about a number 7 who's 6'4", 6'5", 116 kilograms. He's a force to be reckoned with. But they're star-studded from number 1 right the way through number 15, and they've come fully loaded, and they mean business.
Yeah, they certainly do. All right, let's have a look at the Bears lineup as we get a shot there of the Stadium Bowl gradually filling up to tonight's 20,000 crowd, or near 20,000 crowd. Let's have a look through here. So, of course, I guess the big headlines, Ellis Genge, Charles Piutau back in the starting lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And we obviously know of the Genge factor, and we've seen the Genge factor, and he played, obviously, the home game so far, and he brings an extra edge to the team. But there's a familiar feel to the team. But certainly the way that Pat sets the team up and the coaches set the team up, whoever comes in are able to go into the Bears system, into the Bears way of playing, which made last week even more disappointing. But with those guys coming in, there's a familiar feel to the half-backs as well. Magnus Bradbury's been playing excellently as part of that back row. But certainly with those guys coming back in, Charles at full-back, that spine to that team, will hopefully certainly give us a start tonight.
And of course also seeing Toby Fricker there as well, coming in for his first start of the season.
Yeah, Toby's been really unlucky with injuries at the start of the season, but we certainly know what you get with Toby. 100%, 100 miles an hour, and he'll certainly shore up one side of that field, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing Toby back on the field.
We certainly are. Well, the bowl is definitely filling up. Well, let's cross down to pitch side where we can join Downsy, who I think is with Callum Sheedy.
Right, here we are actually on the pitch, and none other than Bristol Bear extraordinaire Callum Sheedy is with us. Callum, first of all, the Bristol Bears fan appreciation night with Abu. It's going to be a cracking night, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. You know, fair play to Abu. They put on a great event here tonight, so you know, hopefully the weather stays nice and dry, and we get a good crowd in. Disappointing
result last week, but I guess the boys are ready to bounce back tonight.
Yeah, we were very disappointed. It was a very tough weekend. Monday was a tough day, but a good day because we got everything off our chest. We had honest conversations. What was needed, we were really disappointed with ourselves. We let ourselves down, we let the fans down. So, listen, we're buzzing to get out here tonight. I'm really excited.
Chiefs always a challenge. What do you think they're going to bring tonight?
They'll bring what they always bring. They'll bring physicality. They like to control games with possession. You know, they got look at the size when they're big lumps. So we got to win that physical battle. We got to dominate the gain line, and hopefully we can come out on top.
Go well tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
Very good. Callum Sheedy there on the pitch. It is Bristol Bears versus Exeter Chiefs. Kick-off 7:45.
Yes, not long to go now as we count down to that kick-off. It's a technical description, big lumps.
Big lumps, and they run hard, you know what I mean? And from that point of view, with any game, certainly at this level, you're talking about that physical element to try and impose yourself on the opposition, and that's where the battle starts. Certainly it starts up front, and if we can get some parity there, we know we've got the dangerous runners, and the way that the Bears want to play the Bears way is about getting the balls into the hands of people like Toby Fricker, Charles Peartown and the others. But that battle definitely does start up front.
Yeah, well, you talk about getting into their hands, it's then keeping possession as well. Sheedy referencing, you know, that's a big part of the game tonight.
Yeah, and the way that hopefully we set the team up, we want to be able to either go round them, go through them or go over them, and conditions are going to play a big part tonight. It's been a little bit greasy, and we know that the surface out there, when there's a little bit of moisture in the air, can get a little bit greasy. But if we can establish that physicality and overcome the physical threat that Exeter are going to definitely bring, then I'm pretty confident about tonight.
Good. Right, well, let's hope we're confident after the full 80. Now we're going to go to someone that you're very familiar with, Mackenzie Duncan, who is in the Men's Senior Academy, and his sister, Renika Bonner, who's graduated through the Women's Centre of Excellence, are a brother and sister duo who are both focused on breaking through here at Bears. Well, we caught up with them a little bit earlier in the week to hear just how much they support each other.
I got into rugby because I used to go down and watch Mackenzie play all the time, but there wasn't actually a girls' team at the time. So a few years after, when he got into the Bristol Academy, that's when I started playing.
Yeah, so I started, I think, like 4 years old. I got it from my granddad to start the sport, and then from there, just been playing for Clevedon from young.
I'd say we're really close. I'm definitely closest with Mackenzie out of any of my other siblings.
We're only like 13, 14 months apart, so I guess just like from young, grew up together, went to school together, like done everything together, good bond.
He criticises me the most, definitely. He comes to all my matches that he can, but obviously he's playing a lot and training a lot as well.
So whenever I'm available, I'll go, watch, give the feedback, be like my granddad and that.
Pre-season's gone really good for me. I think coming into this setup, this is my first full season. The facilities here are absolutely, like, they're unreal. I couldn't picture myself being anywhere else. But I'm really excited just to play more games and get more time and play with the girls here. They're so lovely.
The game's been good, just trying to like get into it a bit more, get into the system, just get the flow of it, I guess. Looking forward to what's coming up.
Well, it's great seeing them together, and it is the first time that we've had a brother and sister, obviously, because it's the first time the women's teams have been integrated fully into Bears.
Oh, honestly, it's a great piece, isn't it? You know what I mean? And when you see the two of them smiling, I know obviously Mackenzie a lot better than Renika, but I've watched Renika quite closely over the last couple of weeks because the under-18s and the girls, they train together, and but you know, it's a great piece, and to see them both together, to be able to train and share the high performance centre because the two programs merged together, it's just fantastic.
As a mother of a boy and a girl, I was amazed by how lovely and supportive they appear. Are they really that supportive, or is there a lot of joshing under?
Well, as a dad to a boy and a girl, that's quite unique almost, because I'm sure they've fought like cat and dog behind closed doors. But it's a great piece, and the fact that they can share experiences together, I think that's fantastic too. And there's only a couple of 12, 14 months between them. They can share so many experiences, which is brilliant.
Yeah, and to share an incredible experience through that Bears High Performance Centre. I mean, for both of them to be going through that, because, you know, a few years ago it would have been the boys going through that and the girls training, fitting it around it.
You can go to the High Performance Centre most nights, and the gym dynamic, the barn dynamic, there's boys, there's girls, women and men training together. It's unique, and it's part of the vision of the Lansdowne family, and when you see it actually happening, it's tangible, and you can really see it. It's unique, and it's brilliant to see.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, we've also announced this week the Women's Weekend of Sport, of course, because the women do play here at Ashton Gate when the fixtures calendar permits. We had a City Women's game here recently, and then on the 19th and 20th we've got this great weekend, Women's Weekend of Sport, as we see Bears women are going to be taking on Wasps, I think, on the 22nd of October, and then on November the 19th, back in the Allianz Premier 15th. It'll be a cracking one, and we've had some good numbers, haven't we?
Oh, it's brilliant, and the whole city and the whole region are getting behind women's sport, especially when you look at what the Lionesses are doing. The women are out in New Zealand at the moment with the World Cup. The boom and the feel-good factor in women's sport is brilliant, and the girls are doing a brilliant job. Dave Ward and his staff are doing a brilliant job to promote and give opportunity to girls and women within the city and the surrounding area, and it's to see everybody supporting that, it's truly, you know, it's fantastic. Yeah,
I am so excited about the prospect of us possibly being able to welcome our Bears women back, potentially with a World Cup. I know that we did it back in 2014, where we had Izzy and a few other players, Sophie Hemmings, going around with the World Cup back here at Ashton Gate, and it's always hard going in as favourites, though, isn't it?
Well,
or is this too hard as a Welshman for me to talk about it?
No, honestly, to see so many of the girls out there, whether they play for Wales or England, you know, it's something for us to all to celebrate, and it's definitely England's to lose. But they're working hard. They're a fantastic rugby team. There's no doubt whatsoever about that, and it's definitely going to be a good celebration of sport over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, right. Well, we've had a glimpse there of what's going on pitch side. We'll talk through the last minutes of action as we count down, but we've been talking about brother and sister, so it is a night to celebrate not just family but all of our fans here at Ashton Gate, and we can cross over to Downsy now.
Hello, welcome to the Fan Zone. It's Fan Appreciation Night. It's presented by Haboo, and look, we have got so many of the Bristol Bears here. They're signing stuff, they've got flags, they've got stickers, and you've got a bear paw. What's all that about?
Well, it's new. They're in the shop soon, I'm sure.
Very good. The other great thing you can do is come here to the green screen, and what happens is they superimpose you via wonderful modern technology into a picture with the Bears at the HPC. Come over, have a little look and see how it happens. You can see they're just putting the picture up now, and you can see the guys have been included. Let's have a look at your picture.
All right, that's me. It looks shocking, but we're vibing with it.
Right in the middle of it all.
Yeah, right in the middle. Right in the middle. That's going up in my room for sure.
Great stuff. Look at it. You see, it's absolutely amazing. You could superimpose me. I could be anywhere right now. So it's here. It's until 7:30. Come along. It's the Haboo Fan Appreciation Night. Come and get your green screen photos and meet the boys.
Well, you would not want to be anywhere else, would you? You only want to be here in the stadium.
Well, there's so much going on, and obviously it is Fan Appreciation Night tonight, and I know Haboo have done a great deal to try and enhance the experience for the fans. But tonight, 20,000 at Ashton Gate once again against some top-class opposition. It's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, our third consecutive game. It's the first time we've done that in nearly 20 years.
Yeah, and I think that's important. There's so much. There's been some doom and gloom about rugby in certain parts. but we're definitely bucking the trend. When you're talking about 20,000 for the third time again, it's fantastic, and it says a lot about what the team are doing, what the organisation are doing, what the city are doing, and they're supporting the guys, which is brilliant.
They certainly are. Right, it is 15 minutes to go until kick-off. We are going to take a short break.
Hit the dance floor, fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, he at the back. Live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine.
Well, welcome back to this evening's fixture. Bristol Bears versus Exeter Chiefs. Just under 15 minutes to go until kick-off. We can hear all the noise around us, can't we, here in the stadium? And their pitch side, it is starting to fill up in the bowl on Hubbu Fan Appreciation Evening. Jordan Crane there, barking from the side.
He'll certainly be barking, and he's stiffened the defence up this year, and the way that he's been able to do it, he's definitely a motivator, and he's got the respect of the players, because as a player he was a pretty tough operator, and he's transferring that into his coaching as well.
Yeah. So what's going on now? I think they're now just making their way, aren't they, across? And see Ellis Genge, as we talked about, back in the starting lineup for this evening. Yeah,
he's going to be important, and his influence, not only in the field, is there for everybody to see, but his influence in the changing room as well. He's brought an honesty, he's brought a directness, and he's a winner. And his motivations for coming home effectively is not only just about rugby, it's about what he can give to the city, which ties in brilliantly really to the whole vision of the place. And he's been outstanding as a leader, and obviously his performances on the field haven't been too shabby either.
No, they haven't been too shabby. It was very nice bookending the Bath game. It was the perfect script with tries.
Well, it was certainly the perfect start, but his influence, as I said, in the change room, and certainly on the younger players, you know, a local guy who wants to do it for the city, he's been outstanding.
Yeah. Well, we got a glimpse of Jordan Crane there a moment ago. Let's get the final thoughts from the Bears defence coach, Jordan Crane.
Jordan Crane, it is Fan Appreciation Night with Hubbu. What have the fans got in store tonight, do you think?
Oh man, another massive crowd for us. Unbelievable support from the guys, everybody getting down every week. So, you know, it could be another one of those special nights at Ashton Gate.
Bears versus Chiefs, always hard fought, always tight. What game are they bringing tonight?
Oh, it's going to be a battle of the gain line. I think defence and attack, who can win that gain line is going to be massive, and then territory off the back of it, and then the power game when we get into the 22. Obviously our maul versus them. What can our maul do against their attack? It's going to be all about that power game tonight.
That is where the game is going to be won and lost tonight, isn't it?
100%. You know, they've got a big pack who move the ball around, but ultimately it's going to be the hard carries, the hard tackles that will win the game.
But the fans always make a difference, and it sounds like it's going to be a big one tonight.
Yeah, going to be massive. You know, we've had some massive nights here, and this one will be no different. Local derby, all about that. Us putting the wrongs from last week right. You know, we're excited for tonight.
It was a disappointing week last week. That's undeniable, but I guess that just fires you up to make sure tonight's a great success.
Of course it does. You know, the boys want to give a reaction, show the fans what we're about, and no better way to do it than a full house at Ashton Gate.
Go well tonight.
Cheers. Thank you.
He talked about the crowd there and sort of a near full house. I mean, 20,000 sounds, you know, the roar of that, and the local West Country derby as well. It all adds to the spice, doesn't it? How much does it lift the players in comparison to going away and playing like somewhere?
Oh, it's massive. I don't know, it's a cliche and people talk about the 16th man, but it really is. It really does inspire the players. And again, I know we have spoken about last week and how disappointed that the players were, and they really want to do it for the fans. They want to do it for the locality, and as Jordan mentioned there's no better opposition to do it against your nearest and dearest in a local derby, because Exeter Chiefs are going to bring a couple up the M5 as well, and there's going to be a little bit of banter in the terraces, and from that point of view we want to get one over on Exeter, and what a brilliant occasion.
Yeah, we certainly do. Well, we can see them all going into the scrum. I mean, Joe Joyce, I can see just at the top right there. I mean, he's in for a really big season. Obviously, we're all devastated to see him going, but this is going to be such a big season for Joe, and how he's changed in that player that transition that he's made coming up through the team to the player he is now.
You know, even in my short time here, I've seen him develop over the last 4 years, and he's really matured into a leader. As you know, when he speaks, people listen, and he's outstanding in the group, and nights like tonight are for him and others who are proud Bristolians. I've even heard the term Joe Joyce's last dance, really, but he really does want to go out with a smile on his face, and making sure that he makes the team proud and the locality proud, and you know, he's going to certainly be buoyed for tonight. Yeah,
well, we can see them just doing their final lap. Jake Keenan there at the front, Harry Randall I think we can see there just at the back. I mean, him coming back into the starting lineup as well, we talked about earlier. The other one I was going to mention was Tom Whiteley. I mean, there is the chance that he could make his first league appearance. I think it was since February after that really nasty hamstring injury. He's been blighted by injury, and obviously he spent some time. He was at Millfield School. He was the half-back partner to Callum Sheedy when he was at Millfield. Went to Saracens and has come to Bristol. But when you look at the 3 scrum halves we've got, it's indicative of the strength and depth of the squad as well. He's been waiting a long time for his opportunity, and who knows, we might see him tonight. But to see Harry Randall back in the team, he made such a difference when he came on last week, and to get that type of quality coming off the bench. And Tom is no different, brings a different spice. He's a fierce competitor, and if he gets the opportunity tonight, you'll see him going full pelt. Yeah, I mean, it is going to be a fierce one. We've talked about the physicality of this game. I think we can take one final shot of the ground and seeing it fill up. We've talked about this 20,000 crowd. There it is. I mean, it is fantastic under the BT Sport lights this evening. Yeah, Friday nights in the middle of the city. It's an occasion that brings people together, and there's no doubt about it. 20,000. I mentioned the 16th man. We're going to need them tonight. You know, it's going to be fiercely competitive, and if you know, it's going to be a score. There's going to be a score and a half or a score in it, and that extra incentive from the fans is going to be critical. Yeah, it certainly is. Right. Well, thank you very much for being with us as we count down to kick off. As we've said, a big thank you as well to our Hubu sponsors on this fan appreciation evening. I know you've already said you want to take this with you and go and wave it at the players. So thanks for joining us. Just under 5 minutes, I think it is, to go until kick off. So it means we are going to hand you back over to BT Sport now. You need to head over to BT Sport to buy your match pass to watch the game live on television. Best place